Hey there. So this is day one of Katie's 5-day camp, and we are going to be focusing on, among a couple of other things, leash manners. You had mentioned that you really wanted to get her response and her manners under control on the beach. So in order to do that, you're talking about the beach, which is a high excitement, high energy area, an area that triggers her very strong prey drive. So in order to start getting her manners and her connection with you where we need it to be on leash, we begin in scenarios that have minimal excitement, minimal distraction. The teaching, the learning, and the development of new, better habits always begins in a scenario that has minimal challenge. And as those new habits get stronger, as the compliance and connection gets stronger, as her understanding grows, then we start moving into scenarios that are more challenging, and we sort of step our way up. So today, on day one, we're just going to be here in my driveway. There might be a little bit of distraction, somebody going by here or there, but for the most part, in the middle of the day, we won't see a lot of dog traffic or things like that. So pretty minimal distraction. We will keep building up. Day one will be just at my house. Then we might expand out into the road and do some road work. And then maybe by day three, we'll start experimenting with the beach. But we want to start giving her as much understanding and clarity as we can while it's easiest to hold her attention, okay? So when we are building leash manners, it is very important that we have the ability to bring our dogs out of prey drive, which is where most of them are going to be, but especially a dog with her pointer DNA. Dogs, when they are not mentally connected to you on leash, they're sniffing, they're marking, peeing, pooping, exploring, scanning. When their brain is not clearly connected with us, they're in prey drive. Prey drive is a wide continuum of things that can range from catching a scent in the air to hunting and killing and everything in between. But when we're talking about leash, assume that Katie's in prey drive if she is not paying attention to you, if she seems unaware or unconcerned about your presence. Now, our goal is not to eliminate prey drive, it's natural. But what we want to do is develop a cue for her that says, come over here and be with me. Come over here, and you don't have to be staring at me, but I want you to be in my bubble. I want you to be closer to me and more aware of me. That brings her brain into pack drive. And pack drive is, generally speaking, a calmer state of mind and a more connected dog. It will also, because you're going to shorten your leash up, give you a little more control. So we want to build this cue. Now, I don't do, I mean, I can do if you want, but I don't usually recommend to people that they try to develop a really severe heel, like you would see in high-level obedience or show dogs or things like police dogs, things like that. Heel is a lot of work for the human, and it requires you to spend a lot of time focusing on the exact position of the dog. What I do is a more relaxed version of that, which is here. So I let a dog be out on the leash. I give them full leash, and then I cue them, and I say, here, and I bring them closer. I'll show you another video of that routine, but the idea is that we want to start building Katie's understanding of that cue, the word here. We want her to understand that it means you're going to walk nearer to me. You're going to be in my bubble. Now, for her, because she has such strong prey drive, getting her into that habit is going to take a lot of repetition and drills. So I'm going to be doing that this week, but these are things, they're not heavy lifting for you. These are things that you can do with her right before you go out on a walk. You kind of get her head in the game, your head in the game. So just a couple of exercises, and I want to show you what those look like. Now, she has not, this is her first time. So I want you to see whatever struggle I have, whatever extra work I need to do to get her attention. I want you to see the raw experience. So this is not practiced, and I want you to see that. I want you to see that I'm going to have some challenge with her too. So the first thing that we're going to do is a simple direction change exercise. And you will see that I walk maybe 6 feet in one direction, and then I do a very quick turn, an about face, or a hard turn to the left, or a hard turn to the right. I say the word here, and I keep walking. I do not wait for her. I keep moving. And I change direction, change direction, change direction. Now, I suspect that with her tremendous prey drive, it's going to take a while for her to really join me. In other words, what you might see is that she changes direction with me, but she never comes close to me. We'll see. But when a dog has so much prey drive, sometimes that's a little slower. But the goal is that when we keep changing direction, eventually she starts moving closer to you, to me in this case. That may not happen on this first go round, but there will be a second exercise. So here we go. This is just the simple direction change. Come on, Bubba. So you notice she immediately goes out. She's ready to go. Hunt, explore, stroll. So I let her start walking, and then I say, here. And I do a little pop. We'll do it again. Here. Here. So the idea is to sort of surprise her and just walk away. Notice I do not turn back. She sees my back when I say it. Here. Here. So I say the word right before I give her that sort of direction change pop. Now, you see how she's come closer to me? So it is starting to work a little bit. She's not moving away, moving away. Here. Here. Good girl. Good girl. Here. Good girl. Here. Good girl, Katie. Good girl, Bubba. Now, you see how she's actually standing here looking at me? That's the first time she's done that this morning. So even just those quick direction changes, the key is that you change direction quickly and crisply, and that you let her get to the end of the leash. The idea is that you're kind of catching her off guard so that she has this experience. She sees your back walking away. If you're looking at her, it will discourage her from coming towards you. But if all she sees is your back leaving, that helps to trigger and build her prey drive, her wait for me, so she comes closer. So that is one, is simple direction change. And the real challenge for most people is to do it quickly and suddenly, to do it in a way that's designed to surprise her. She'll eventually get the hang of it. You won't be able to do it forever because she'll start to figure it out and she'll move with you. But for as long as you can, your goal is to surprise her, to say the word here and have her see your back. Alrighty? Now here's the other one. This is referred to as box work, even though box technically doesn't factor into it. The idea, you can see some lines. My driveway has a little bit of a grid. And for me, they happen to be in the shape of a box. That's helpful. Katie and I are actually going to walk in a circle within the box. So you have this box, right? It could be an imaginary box, or it could be something that you have outside that you can use. So you're walking in a circle within the box. And pretty much every time I get to a corner, I say the word here. So I'm holding the leash, you'll see, at half length. Come here, baby. I'm holding the leash at about half length, and I'm keeping my leash hand pinned to my hip. The reason that I'm doing that is because if my arm flails about, she gets different tugs and signals on the harness. So I want to give her the most consistent signal, and I want it to be with my torso. Every time I get to a corner of the box, I say here, and I do not look back. I do not baby her, I just keep walking. So at one point when we start, she's gonna be on the outside of me like this. But then we'll do another direction where she's on the inside, where I'm stepping into her when we turn. So I'm gonna show you both. But you'll notice that for both of those, when she's on the outside, she's getting leash pressure like this, being pulled. When she's on the inside of the circle, she's getting physical pressure from me where I'm turning into her. So she's learning to deal with two kinds of pressure, this kind and this kind. That creates a better connection and a better understanding of what here means. Because remember, both of these things are about helping her better understand what here means. All right, so I put her in a short leash. It's loose, I don't want it to be tight. I just put the whole leash against my hip and I start walking. Here, 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 here. So you can see right now, she's not really sure about it, and I'm kind of just pulling her along. That's how it starts out. And then over time, she'll start to get the hang of it. All right, now let me put her on the inside. Come on, boo-boo. Ready? Hand on hip. Here. Here. See how I'm stepping into her now? Here. Here. So I'm using my body here as much or more than the leash. Here. Here. Which she's actually doing a little bit better with. So she's doing a little bit better with my body and spatial pressure. And she's getting the hang of leash pressure, albeit a little more slowly. So those two exercises before you take a walk, where you change direction suddenly, and then the box work, where you imagine or have a visual box and you walk in a circle, and you say here with your hand attached to your hip, keeping it firm, keeping it short. All righty? All right, more later. She's doing great.